What's up, my watermelon cupcakes? This is PsyStarcraft here once again with another StarCraft 2 commentary. We have a Zerg versus Zerg this time on Xel'Naga Caverns. Not to be confused with Xel'Naga Watchtowers, which are not caverns unless you're a tiny beetle, in which case the cracks could look like giant crevasses that you could crawl in and mate and procreate, and then you end up eating the entire watchtower because that's what futuristic bugs feast on. But that is not what this is. This is a cavern, and you can see the caverns right here. There's a little cavern right here and all this, so you can see why it's called Xel'Naga Caverns. So I really appreciate the accurate naming of this map. But my opponent for this game is RenYuXiang. He's actually, I don't know how good he is. This match was a while back, but I remember it being a good one. So I don't have the stats for you, but I'm sure you could look him up on scranks.com or something like that. And I want to say sorry for not having a fact in my last video. The break kind of made me forget that I actually put the facts in there, but they will continue because I like thumbs up and you guys like facts. It's a win-win situation. It's like 69ing in StarCraft, so StarCraft YouTube. So we will continue to 69 metaphorically. I guess it's already a metaphor because saying 69 doesn't make sense literally, but in the StarCraft metaphorical sense, we will continue to 69 with our annotations. And we're seeing a 13 gas. Wow, this is actually really crazy. I've never seen this before. Oh, and I'm blocking the spawning pool. Very cool. I could tell he was going to put that pool down, blocking it, harassing his drone just a tad, and finally he throws down that spawning pool. And I think part of the reason he places it in the line of his gas right here so I can't Evo Chamber block. If I Evo Chamber right here is blocking it, but his spawning pool right here not quite blocking it. And you'll notice I sent out a very early scout as well because Zerg on Zerg is very build order oriented, and I want to see exactly what he's doing so I can kind of counter his build order. Because if I went hatchery right now when he went 13 gas 12 pool, that would be really dangerous. He could probably have some speedlings or banelings out very fast. But I am getting a hatch, and you'll see because I waited a little bit longer, I'm getting a spawning pool rather. Because I waited a bit longer, I'm at 16 drones to his 14, and I've got a pool just barely behind him. And although my gas is a bit slower by about 50, it looks like I am winning the build order race simply because I chose to get that early scout, so very cool. 6 lings already, so of course we're going to be seeing these lings. He went in an early spawning pool. I'm going to respond with 2 lings for a little bit of scouting and just to kind of test his defense, see what he's getting, and to distract these lings. And then I'm going to just get a Roach Warren. That's what I'm choosing to go this game. Roach Warren on one base is pretty solid. Don't really have to worry too much about it. And he is sending in those 6 lings. And the cool thing about this map is it's really long, so if you do choose to get a Roach Warren, you can usually get 1 or 2 roaches out by the time he has enough lings to deal with a queen and a couple of Zerglings. So even though there's 6 Zerglings compared to my 2 Zerglings, I've got drones and I've got my queen. I'm even throwing up a spine for good measure. Maybe overly cautious, but I didn't know how many more lings he would send, and you can see here and on the production tab, he's continuing to send in lings. He's actually getting a baneling nest as well. Oh, he cancels it! Cancels the baneling nest. Maybe he sees the spine and assumes the banelings won't work, and he starts getting a lair. So poor banelings will not see the light of day. These little Zerglings will always be Zerglings. Oh, and he kills. What? No, no, that was bullshit, dude. That was not cool at all. I've got to slow this down and see exactly how this drone died. Okay, are you even being attacked? Oh no, no. 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 That was lame. 15 to 13. This is the fastest lair I have ever seen. He's at like 13 harvesters and he gets a lair. Check out the unit tab. I'm down 10 lings, but I'm up a roach on him, so and I have a spine. So as long as I play defensively, I'm fine. And as long as I don't let him do anything too crazy with this lair, I am up economically just a little bit, not spending my money too well. Uh-oh, in come the lings. They do have speed. They're going to try for a little run around to the right side, but I do have 3 roaches. I just want to be careful not to lose my queen. He is engaging when he really should not be engaging. If we look at the units now, 4 roaches and a queen to 11 lings here. And I think I even had a spine down here, but then I canceled it because I realized it wasn't a good idea, so he actually has a lair up already, getting a spire. So this is actually, I actually like this build. It's really good. It keeps me on my toes with the speedlings. It's great for keeping my roaches in my base and preventing me from scouting. And the mutas will actually come really fast, and he'll have enough gas for about 4 or 5 of them by the time the spire gets done. So he's even ahead in drones just because I panicked and maybe overproduced roaches. So this is actually really cool. I'm impressed. If I went speedlings instead, If I went speedling baneling, he'd be in big trouble. But because he saw I went roaches, I think he chose to respond with these this ling Muta build. And also you can tell he's a bit panicking. He's panicking a bit. He sees the mass roaches. He wants the spire to be able to get done. Dude, this guy says he loves me every single day, and it just like tickles my prostate every time. It's just like, man, he is my anal bead. You are my anal bead, Zizix. This is not an appropriate cast at all. But yeah, because he's getting those spines, he's worried about defense. He's falling behind in the drone count, and I've got a nice drone roach ball. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I've got brilliant saturation here. Maybe 1 or 2 drones would be nice. Layer is up. And getting a spire myself, wow, and an evolution chamber. But if we look at the spire on him, he's already done production tab. He's making 4 mutalisks. Why did I make an evo chamber? I think I made, oh, did I scout that? Yes, I did. I scouted his spire with a sacrificial overlord. That's why I'm getting the evo chamber, getting another queen as well. And it's going to be a Muta on Muta game at this point, but he is so far ahead, man. He's already got 5 Mutas coming out. I'm going to have 5 in like 3 minutes. There's that spore crawler, 2 spore crawlers, 1 to cover the minerals, 1 to cover any tech buildings, and my queen as well. I'm not worried about ground at this point because I've got the roaches, and in come the mutas. But the good thing about all this is I have been ahead in drones for a little while, so I'm going to be higher on the minerals, probably a little lower on the gas because he got his geyser up so soon. But I should be able to fend this off. Yeah, 4 mutas not going to be enough even against just a single spore crawler. 2 queens as well. No, run overlord. Yeah, if you know your opponent's going mutas, you want to get all your overlords. Just if you can't run to your base, just try to run to the corners or run somewhere where he won't scout. Now dropping some creep to extend my ground forces, and I don't know if I'm going to commit to mutas. Looks like I am getting 4 mutas, so I'm going to try to beat him out in the muta game. Muta game. That's like metagame, only muta game. It's a 1-letter difference. And very nice, map control is what the mutas allow you to have. So RenYuXiang is using the map control to expand. And I'm going to be expanding as well, this drone doing a little dance. And also another reason I'm extending this creep is because my only anti-air besides these mutas right now, which will be outmatched, are my queens. And I want my queens to be mobile around my expansion. And not quite able to take out a muta. I do save that hatchery, however. And I wouldn't be, yeah, I was just about to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see him to transition to roaches. Pretty common. And if we look at the units, he actually only went 4 mutas, so perhaps he was getting a lot of mutas, or just 4 mutas. So I would see them and overreact with queens or hydras, and then just transition to roaches, which do very well against hydras in medium to small numbers. So maybe that's his strategy. He does have an expansion up. If we look at the harvester count, he's up by 2 now. And 5 mutas against 4 mutas and a queen. I need to get out of there. I don't know what I'm doing. I am a little bit outmatched. Now 3 to 2 mutas. He has 2 mutas left, and this queen actually isn't doing as much damage as I thought. And I picked off all the mutas. Holy crap. 3 mutas remaining. I could actually go heavy on the mutas right now, but it looks like I did stop the production. Oh, he's getting 5 more. Yep, he just wants just enough mutas for map control. He doesn't want to go too heavy because, you know, once infestors come out or queens or spores or anything like that, they're not very useful. So he's actually playing incredibly smart. 5 mutas now allowing him map control. Meanwhile, my expansion is up. I'm up by 1 on the drone count. Overlords congregating in the middle, eating the turkey blood that they have left over from Thanksgiving. 5 mutas flying south, gonna pick off an overlord, or just fly by the overlord because they are rebels. Oh, there we go. I've got sick reaction time, man. And I'm getting an armor upgrade. Armor upgrades are really great in Muta on Muta battles because they reduce each Muta bounce by 1. So, you know, if a Muta is attacking a Muta with an armor upgrade, you're going to have the damage reduced by 3. So bounce, 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 reduce, reduce, reduce. See what I mean? It's simple math, people. Simple math. Economy is still up by 1 harvester. Production, looks like we're just going heavy mutas on each side. He's got a lot more mutas than me. He's going to want to do some attack moving, try to kite my mutas as much as he can. Not really working. He's not going to be able to chase me. I've got a lot of queens to support. I've got a couple spores. Did I move a spore down here? No, it doesn't look like I did. But now I am just blowing ahead. Blowing ahead? Oh, that's naughty. Yeah, I didn't even think. Blowing ahead. Blowing away and pulling ahead. Yes, pulling ahead. That's what I was looking for. I'm pulling ahead in the harvest account. 45 to 39. He just made another batch. And now I'm really going to try for air dominance. I have an armor upgrade. I know he doesn't have one because I checked his mutas. He does have an attack upgrade, which doesn't quite counterbalance my armor upgrade, because on the attack upgrade, your initial attack is increased by 1, but your bounces aren't increased by the full 1 amount. So armor still trumps the attack. And now I'm getting corruptors, which are very nice if you want to get air dominance. So that's what I'm working for this game. Busting down the rocks. I want to take my third just because I have air dominance, and I think I can safely. While he has a third as well. If we check out the units, he's got just mutas and some lings. I've got less mutas, but a couple corruptors. And we have a battle in the middle. Corruptors coming in a little bit late. I should have 5 corruptors, only 4 in here. I want to get my corruptors in the front to tank the damage. 3 armor on the corruptors is so good against mutas, but I need to be careful not to overcommit. It looks like I will do decent damage with the units I have. And just look how long it takes these mutas to kill these corruptors. I should actually be corrupting his mutas right here, but I think my focus is elsewhere at this point. 1 more corruptor coming out, 3 more mutas, so we're both going for that air control game, and we're going to be almost even on upgrades once both these upgrades complete. 8 more drones being pumped out by RenYuXiang, and you can see just how effective air dominance is. He can just run in here and kill my expansion here. Can't really send in my roaches because they'll die to the mutas, and I can't send in my air because he has air control. And this is why you need really good creep spread, just because I have 4 queens already, and if they can move around the map well with some nice transfusions, it's really effective. My roaches do have speed. Going to be sending them to his expansion here just to do some scouting, and actually maybe they'll get away. Yeah, he's going to be chasing him down with these mutas. I am, if you notice the production tab, training 5 overlords, probably because I supply block myself because I'm pro like that. And these roaches do some scouting. They do have speed. I don't know if I said that already. And now they pull back 10 roaches coming from Ryu. So I think he's going to be switching it up. He could have won the air battle probably. I was still fighting for it. 5 more corruptors coming out in addition to these 5. So I think he is hoping I overcommit to air at this point. And he wants to switch it up to ground and make my corruptors completely useless. Although, if I do win the air battle, he doesn't really have any anti-air, so that's kind of weird that he's making only roaches and not hydras. And we're seeing 2 simultaneous attacks. Slow zerglings for the win, man. Spending my excess minerals. I think I have an extra hatchery somewhere. No, I don't. I don't know when I made all these lings, but they might do the trick. But simultaneously, he is attacking my expansion, kills 1 or 2 of my queens, going to kill an overlord, and will probably take out this hatchery as well. But these corruptors are running in 1-1 against his 1-1 mutas. These zerglings doing a good job against these spines, and I'm able to chase these mutalisks away with tons of corruptors. So I do have air dominance, but now I see he has a lot of roaches coming in. 9 more mutas. I don't know about that decision. He's making 9 more mutas when I have so many corruptors. He cleans up my zerglings and my roaches. If we look at the harvester tab, he is pulling ahead like crazy, man. I question his 9 muta training. I'm getting 12 roaches. Now he's getting a hydrogen. It's like he's getting a little bit of everything. I can actually send these corruptors in. Yeah, and see, I send the corruptors in, the mutas pull away, and then come in afterwards. And this is just so many, man. He needs to be careful about what he does with his mutas. Now his roaches can't do anything. He has to engage with the mutas if he wants to save his roaches, although I only have 3 mutas, so maybe not. Losing control of a couple of them. Here come his mutas. Going for my mutalist because he knows they're the only threat against his roaches. And he's just getting too eager. He's getting too within range of my corruptors. Meanwhile, these roaches are running up, but I have pumped another round of roaches at the top. They aren't upgraded. Neither forces are upgraded. His mutas are now going to the top left base. I'm continuing to spam roaches. And he's getting some hydras at this point. So hydras for my corruptors, perhaps. I don't really know, to support his mutas, maybe. And now he's getting roaches as well. So while I have air dominance, I can't actually attack the ground with my corruptors. So he is now going for ground dominance, and hydras will help counter any air I might get, but he's lacklustering his relay point. Yeah. And it looks like I will take out this expansion. So at this point in the game, he did take out my third. I took out his third. I have air control, crazy air control. Unfortunately, it's not that useful against ground units. So I now, if we just look at the ground game, 29 roaches to just 5 roaches. Wow, and 7 hydras. I don't know how, I guess my corruptors have killed a lot of his mutas. I was wondering how he got so far behind in the ground unit count. That's surprising. He's got some mutas as well. Now we are going to see me move up into the main right here. and these Corruptors are going to support and take out these Mutas. 1 Muta going down, 2 Mutas going down, and not only that, if I kill the Mutas with the Corruptors, that doesn't matter if he beats this ground army. So I'm going to be using my Corruption on the ground units of my enemy. So I'm corrupting every single ground unit here, Hydras, Roaches, all with that gooey green mess. You think a Zerg unit would love to be gooey and green? I know I do. I fill my tub with green jello every night, but not these ground units. They're going to be taken out. He's continuing to rally, but if we look at my production tab, I'm continuing to rally as well. My hatcheries, or those are his hatcheries, but my hatcheries are rallied all down here, and these Corruptors are actually supporting quite well, killing a lot of Overlords. He's now 77 out of 86 compared to my 138. So this is actually a really unusual game. At this point, it's really one-sided, and I'm not really sure how it got to this point. Normally, I know how I win games, but I think he lost a lot of Mutas to Corruptors. The money on the Hydras is kind of wasted. You don't really need Hydras against Roaches that early. I mean, if you have tons of ground units, you want like a 3-to-1 ratio, like I've said before. But this is actually kind of unusual. I want you guys to let me know, like, why you think I was able to, in the end, just kind of steamroll him. It was really weird. I guess he wasted a lot on Mutas. I don't know. Or Hydras. It's really weird. Yeah, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a pretty fun back and forth ZVZ with a lot of unit switches. No infestors this game. But enjoy. Squirt Glenn.